Alright, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, and for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, I'm seeing that you're having a hard time. You could feel rushed, or like you're not entirely where you want to be, so you're rushing towards something. So that's what this reading is going to be about today, and I'm going to dive in a moment. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I offer them on my website, ajstarot.com. You can go to my website through my description box. And if this resonates with you, please take a moment to like and subscribe, as that helps me out a lot. So Sagittarius, in your overall energy, we have the Five of Pentacles. So that's this energy of struggle. Some of you might specifically be struggling financially or with your stability, but for others of you, I'm seeing that you are on the path towards something that you want. We have the Star card here. In the recent past, and that's something that you're looking towards, and you could be struggling because you feel like you're not there yet. When I clarified the Five of Pentacles, I got the King of Swords, the Strength card, and the Knight of Wands. So you're showing me that you want to rush forward, but you know that you need to hold on and stay balanced. With the King of Swords, you're choosing to be logical and calculated rather than letting your energy just rip with that Knight of Wands, which is a very fast-paced and impulsive energy. For the actual reading that we have here for you, in the recent past, we have the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Star. So that's where I'm really seeing you stressing out about wanting to reach your goal. Eight of Wands is that card of movement, and the Star would be your destination. So the Nine of Swords, you're really stressed out about reaching whatever that horizon is, that destination is. In the current energy, we have the Moon, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. This is an energy where it feels like something's got to give. I'm holding on for dear life to everything that I have in the meantime, but I really need to get to that next level. And then in the near future, we have the King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Pentacles. I do see things looking up for you, however, it might feel slow with that Knight of Pentacles, but there is a change kind of underway. And your oracle cards for today are Comparison, Trust, and Receptivity. So Spirit is asking you once again to try to avoid comparing yourself to others or what others have or where they are on their journey, and to just trust in what the universe is giving you. Trust that what you need will come to you when it's time with that receptivity card. I know it's hard, but it's sort of an ongoing practice that Spirit's asking you to keep in mind. And the reason why I said I'm asking you once again not to compare yourself to others is because in at least one recent reading, maybe two, we got the Comparison Oracle card, and I shuffle these cards well. So for that to be there means that it might be hard for you not to compare yourself to others at this time. Let's take a look at the Star in the recent past. I want to see what it is that you have been dreaming of. We have the Three of Swords, the Sun, the Five of Wands. You're showing me I just want things to get better. Things have been very hard. Three of Swords with the Five of Wands in the reverse here. It's almost like there's a mountain that it's been impossible for you to summit, or even just to start climbing. It's almost like as soon as you start climbing this metaphorical mountain, you feel really out of breath. From where you're standing, you can see the top of that mountain. You can see the peak. You can see your destination. But it almost feels like you're never able to get anywhere close to that. And so you could be setting up expectations for yourself of where you think you're supposed to be or where you think you should be by this time. And it's stressing you out quite a bit. That Nine of Swords in the recent past keeps calling out to me. So let's take a look. The Fool, the Page of Swords, the Five of Swords. You're showing me I want to let go and just be free, be easy, not worry, not stress. But how do I do that though? And when I do that, am I doing it right? What about this? What about that? And so it's a little bit of a deceptive energy with that Five of Swords, because I see you wanting to let go of all of your stressful energy that's around this, but really struggling with that and maybe not fully seeing the ways that you're staying pretty stuck in your head here. Especially for some of you, there might be moments where you feel relief or you're not as stressed, but it's fleeting, and then you just sort of return back to this spiral of stress and anxiety. Alright, let's take a look at the Eight of Wands. For the Eight of Wands, you get the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Emperor in the reverse. It's very hard for you to release control, and we never really fully have control. That is an illusion also. But you might think that you have control, and you might think, well, if I do this or I do that, then everything will be fine. I'll be totally in control. I'll have complete stability. And your stability is a huge focus here for you, especially when it comes to sort of your home life, your foundations, your day-to-day world. You're saying, I want to feel completely stable. So for some of you, you might be trying to buy a house. For others of you, you might be trying to scale your business up. For others of you, you might just be very focused on like this dream of stability in whatever way that looks like for you. Like maybe you have enough extra spending money, or you can give money to other people who need it. But I'm seeing this really as being about your ability to support yourself. And there's something in your energy that gets very turned upside down when you feel like you're not stable or you don't have control. And the reason why I brought up that control is an illusion is because, especially when it comes to material possessions, say you get your dream job, you're making a ton of money, and you get your dream house, and you move in, and everything looks great. You have all the best furniture. You're in a safe neighborhood or whatever, and then there's a natural disaster, and everything floods. Your house floods. Everything gets ruined. Your house is unlivable. You have to live somewhere else. That's sort of the energy here. Is like, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying you can do everything you think you need to do to be stable, to achieve stability, and something can still happen that throws off that stability, whatever that might be. It might not be a flood. But with the Emperor in reverse, that's really taking a look at your energy and asking, what is it that's going on inside of you where you don't feel stable no matter what's happening? Like maybe you have everything that you need. Maybe you have that dream job. Maybe you have that house or whatever it is for you. But there's something in you where you don't feel like you're on solid ground. And so it's kind of like wherever you go, whatever you achieve, you're not fully going to feel safe and secure because there's something within you internally that's going to keep coming up over and over again until it gets dealt with. Now, in the current energy, we have the Moon, the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So this is where we go internal to you with the Moon card. And we look at what is it that's going on under the surface, what is really bothering you, and it's that thing in you that makes you feel insecure, that makes you feel like, I've never really reached the top of the mountain. That's that Four of Pentacles. It's like a thorn in your side that's just poking you and poking you. And with the Knight of Swords, it comes up once and for all and really rears its head and makes it feel known. Let's take a look at that Moon card. For the Moon, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the High Priestess. It is a long journey back to yourself, is what you're showing me. The Knight of Pentacles, the Temperance card, that's all about time passing, things taking time, things taking patience, your intuition is very much there, and your higher self is very much speaking to you with the High Priestess. But I just got the image of like when you go into the ocean and there's a lot of seaweed and algae on the ocean floor, and you step in it and you feel like something underneath, like maybe a shell or a rock. And you kick up that algae, that seaweed, and you see it's actually this beautiful big shell, and it's very colorful, and it's like this little treasure you never would have noticed if you hadn't stepped in that algae. But it was buried deep underneath layers of stuff. And that's what I'm seeing your intuition. It's buried deep within you, and you want to get back to it, but it's like you have to sift through a lot of stuff to connect back to yourself. And that's why when I saw the Page of Swords and the Five of Swords in the recent past, that's that stuff that's in the way. All of those thoughts, all of the spiraling, the anxiety. And if you were able to quiet your mind and let some of that settle, you would find that beautiful shell within you. You would find your intuition, your truest self, your truest inner voice. And you may not even realize that you have to search so deeply to find yourself within yourself, but you do. Let's take a look at the Four of Pentacles in the center of your reading, the Two of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Just like I thought with the Two of Swords, you're not really seeing the ways that you're blocking yourself from going up to that next level in terms of stability, in terms of self-sufficiency, material wealth, all of that. In order to find what you desire, you have to let your guard down. That's going to mean something different for everyone, but I see you holding on really tightly to what you have and what you know, and the Four of Pentacles is a card about really staying in your comfort zone, and sometimes that means being in a bit of a lack mindset. If you're used to not having what you need, you might stay convinced that that's all that's possible for you, that type of thing. And once again, with the Two of Swords, that's your judgment and your mind clouding sort of your natural energy. And specifically, there's also something here about confidence and your confidence to go after what it is you want and need, and kind of stepping into that self-assured side of yourself with the Nine of Pentacles, saying, I can do this, I can provide for myself, I know that I have what it takes. You're a little bit cut off from that side of yourself as well, which you might be more in touch with if you could get in touch with that inner voice and your higher self, your intuition. Let's take a look at the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Again, that your mind becomes very active. You're like, okay, but am I going to get what I want? Am I going to get what I need? Am I moving forward in the right direction? Am I not moving forward in the right direction? Do I need to tweak this? Do I need to do that? All of that starts coming, and it's almost like that's your solution for everything, is to go to your mind space and to, pick up your pen, pick up your computer, take action, do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, go through the whole alphabet of tasks that you have in your head, and then be like, is that enough? Is that anything? Is that going to come up with something? And you're like, showing me that you're looking for a specific opportunity, whatever the top of that mountain represents to you, whether that's a new job, a new house, a new project, an award, a dream that you have, whatever it is. You're like, if I do this, 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 and this, will it yield the results? Will I find the beautiful shell under the seaweed? And there's a little bit of an energy of sort of missing the point, like you're putting all of your energy into this material thing, but your intuition is there within you the whole time, waiting to be felt. And I see that you might not be paying the most attention to that, which isn't a great energy to stay in the long term. So if you're resonating with this and you think, maybe I should just soften up, quiet my mind, I think that could do you some good. Let's look at the near future. We have the King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Pentacles. Like I said, things are looking up for you. You are going to see a shift in a positive direction. It just might feel like it's going slower than you want, and it all sort of depends on how emotionally present are you going to be, how heart-centered are you going to be. Are you going to stay in that rushing, stressed out mind space, or are you going to drop into your heart? Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. The Two of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords. And let's look at the King of Cups, the Sun, the Seven of Swords, the World. There is either a person or multiple people around you. There's something that you connect to and it asks you to open up your heart. And you don't. I see your heart staying closed off. I see you getting stuck in your head with that Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. And even though it's almost like intuitive, you know, when your heart responds to something, it just responds. The heart wants what the heart wants. And I see you seeing this energy opposite you, wanting to open up to it in the way that we just do, you know, and then just shutting down and being like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to open my heart. And it almost comes from a place of fear, yes, but also just a place of this is how I've always done things, and the way that I've always done things works out well for me. And so even though you have the opportunity to step into that King of Cups energy, which is incredibly loving, incredibly open, trusting, all of that, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, you're like, what if I just shut that all down and do things the way I always do? And it comes through as a bit deceptive because you are telling me I'm just doing what needs to be done, but you're actually remaining very closed off here. For the Knight of Pentacles, we get the Empress, the Ten of Wands, the Three of Wands. Again, I see you seeing that thing that you really want, which is represented by the Empress in this case, and it gets heavier and heavier, and you might even start to feel further and further away from it because you're closed off to your heart. And so it's like, do you really want that thing from a space of having an open heart, or have you just decided that's what I need, that's what I'm going to go towards from a logical perspective? Because Spirit's really asking you to shift your approach and open that heart up, which I know to some of you might feel impossible. To others of you, it's going to happen one day. You're going to like open your heart and you're going to be like, oh, that's it. But from where you're standing right now, it's going to look pretty difficult. Let's take a look at the universe's advice for you. We'll close off 3 cards of advice. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Four of Swords. Excuse me. So, it's just everything that I've been talking about. Take the time to pour into yourself and try opening up just a little bit and quieting that mind. And when I say opening up, I mean, what would it look like for you to dream and enjoy yourself and appreciate your surroundings and take a break from all that stress? Because as soon as you put it down, you're going to feel a whole lot better. I do see you struggling with this with the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And it's almost like wrestling a piece of chocolate out of a child's hand. So you're going to wrestle with yourself a little bit, and then you're just going to breathe out. And I want you to focus on that exhalation, breathing out, releasing yourself of the stress, and focusing on what would it look like to open up my heart. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this helps. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you next time.